Hey guys, Ronin Man here. Up on the rooftop, just had a beautiful rain. It's rainy season and you can see the air is so clean right now. It rains for like an hour and then it's done. And it's gonna be a beautiful night. So I wanted to shoot a quick video about something I was thinking about. I watched a movie, and I think it's more than a movie, I think it's a trend. And the name of the movie is Eat, Pray, Love. And I guess it's Elizabeth Gilbert. She is in an unhappy marriage, and she leaves her husband. It's basically a sexless marriage, which, you know, we all know why it's sexless. It's from the woman's side. But either way, she's an unhappy marriage. They don't have any kids. And she decides she's going to leave and she's going to go around the world and looking for some kind of satisfaction, peace, fulfillment, change. And so she goes to three places, you know, one to eat, one to pray, one to love. I don't want to give you a basic review of the movie because it's a chick flick. But what I do want to say is I think that this is, that women, this is women's MGTOW. Eat, pray, love is women's MGTOW. And I see a trend, and I'd love to hear what you think. I see a trend of women not needing men more and more. And I know that a lot of men that are MGTOWs, they think that what's going to happen in the future is that men are going to reject women, and women will come back on their hands and knees, wanting guys back. And this is a comment I read many times on many MGTOW channels. And basically, they're going to, you know, come back on their hands and knees, and guys are going to say, no, you know, you had your chance, you know, but we don't want you back. That's basically the fantasy I think a lot of people, men have. They're unhappy, and they're going to go their own way, but they're kind of hoping that women are going to come back to them in some way. I don't think that's going to happen, and I think it's a dangerous fantasy for men. I think it's important, if you decide you want to go your own way and you want to do your own thing, I think it's important to know that it's the right thing to do. You know what I mean? That this is the time in human history that it makes sense. Marriage just doesn't make sense anymore. You know, if you look at, I think I looked at the statistics, I'll put the links below, but I think it's in 10 years, 86% of marriages, first marriages end within 10 years. And so just the need for marriage is over. You know, there was a time when marriage was a key thing. But you look at a city like Bangkok, I mean, there's like millions of girls here. Like, why would a guy get settled with one girl unless he was convinced he had to because of his religion or something like that, right? But basically, there's no, you know, the bigger the city and the more the action, the less marriages last, in my experience. And the more that they're in the countryside, there's less to do, and the more things that are necessary. So if the guy has to do something and she has to do something, I see marriages lasting longer. But basically, life is getting easier. Artificial intelligence is only going to make it easier and more efficient in 3D printing houses. We're going to see the cost of living is going to drop significantly in the near future, is my belief, that technology is really catching up. And, you know, even if I look at today, like, you know, I have a very wealthy friend, and when we were younger, she had a lot of advantages over me because she could do a lot of things that I couldn't do. She's very, very wealthy, by the way. But as we've gotten older and technology has improved, I find us both almost able to do the same things. You know, there's not that many things that she can do that I can't do. And I'm not as rich as her, but life has just gotten easier. It's just people don't have to work all the time. You know, I can be here, not working online, enjoying my life. And being super wealthy, the advantage of being super wealthy has really like come down. In the days of kings and queens, being wealthy was everything. But today it doesn't really matter. And along with that has been a lot of changes in what we need as humans. And I think that basically marriage is an outdated institution. So I don't take it as men like we're gonna leave these bitches, you know, it's all over. I think it's more of like an acceptance of the reality of the modern world that we live in. That marriage just doesn't make sense in today's day and age. So with that, we see women going their own way, and women wanting to do, you know, they want to do a lot of things that guys used to want to do. They want to go explore the world. They want to, you know, have some excitement, have sex with somebody else in some new place, and that's what they're doing. And a lot of women I know in Bali right now, there's tons of girls who read the book Eat, Pray, Love, and they're over there right now. I know 3 people that are over there in Bali. Probably it's going to end up being a trend that has a limited time frame because Bali's not that big. I've been to Bali, and you know, it's not like a country. You know, it's just an island, and it's not that big an island. So I think we'll see the end of this one, but there'll be another one that'll pop up. There'll be another Eat, Pray, Love kind of thing. And women, what it is, it's a sign of women not needing men. So I think you're going to see more and more women not. A lot of MGTOW videos are about guys, you know, like, and for good reason. A lot of videos are about divorce and the unfairness of the courts, and how, you know, for MRAs especially, they've got to correct the imbalances and things like that. But I don't think this is a long-term thing. I think that long-term what's going to happen is that women are going to find that they don't want to play this game where they're essentially milking the guy for money, because it's not even worth it doing that for women anymore. It's much better for a woman just to go on her own and just go do what she wants to do and not have some guy pay for everything, which is very good news for MGTOW and for guys in general, because when women have less incentive to leech off a guy, you'll see a lot more happy guys out there. Because if a couple is together, now the guy is obviously not a MGTOW, but if a couple is together, they're going to be together because they want to be together. It's not because she wants to get money from the guy. So I see it as a good thing. I see it as a good trend. And I would just say that for myself, I applaud it. You know, I'm not going out of my own way out of anger. You know, I just saw it as the best decision. I saw it as the best solution for my life. You know, I don't want to be in fucking society. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in one place. I don't even want to be in Western society. I want to be free. You know, I'm free not because I want to punish somebody, not because I want to, you know, I'm angry. I'm not angry. I'm not angry at all. In fact, I'm super happy, you know, and I'm doing what I want to do because I want to do it, not to punish anybody else or to, you know, make up for something else. You know, it's just my personal preference is to be free, travel the world, not have a job, and not be married, obviously. So I think it's good to let women do the same thing, and I think we're going to see more of this trend happening. I'd love to hear what you think. If you know anybody, I think that this Eat, Pray, Love movie has really got a lot of women excited. There's a lot of women who are ready to leave the man and thinking, what's the point of being with this guy? Like, why am I even doing this? And I think it's great. I think that when women leave men, often it allows the guy to be a MGTOW afterwards, because it's difficult sometimes for some guys to break up, you know. And the best thing that can happen to you is sometimes your wife leaves you and takes everything, you know, and then leaves you alone, and then gives you some time to think about what you want to do and where you want to go. So sometimes it can be a very good thing, actually, because a guy always lands on his feet, right? He can always get a job, he can always start a business, we can always make money again, and not having the anchor of another person and the weight and the expenses of another human being allows us to, it gives us that kind of like that breathing time to reevaluate where we want to be and what we want to do with our lives. So yeah, so expect to see more of women going their own way, and applaud it, especially if it's your wife. Especially if you're married, you know, because that gives you an opportunity to break free from the matrix once and for all. And as in most cases, don't make the same mistake twice. You know, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, right? When you get a chance to be free, you know, think about being free 100%. You know, I feel personally, I feel the freest when I'm overseas and when don't have a job, when 24 hours a day are my time. I don't use an alarm clock, and this is not some motivational video. This is the truth. I don't even. The only time I use an alarm clock is if I'm catching a flight, something very unusual like that, or if I have to make a certain phone call for whatever reason. Once in a while, I'll have to wake up, but it's probably once a month or every 2 months I'll use I don't even have an alarm clock. I use an online website on the alarm clock, you know, because I just don't like that. I like to sleep when I want to sleep. If I want to wake up in the middle of the night and watch a movie or study something, I want to do that, and I feel fine about it, because I'm going to go back to sleep, and I'll get my sleep whenever I get tired, right? I'll go back to sleep, and it's no big deal. I don't have to rush. I don't have to ruin my health by, you know, setting the alarm and waking up tired and then trying to catch up the next day. No, I'll catch up right then. So sometimes women going their own way can actually free a guy. Sometimes the worst things in life can end up being the things that free you. You know, I think it's something like somebody who gets addicted to something, right? And they hit the bottom, and when they hit the bottom, that feels terrible. But what it does is it kind of opens the door to a totally new life and of new freedom and all new choices, right? So I think this women going their own way is a good thing. And I would say drop the anger and start thinking about, you know, letting everybody go in your life and being free on your own, and just being a free man, you know, basically. So either way, thanks for watching. Ronin Man signing off.